whatever it is that you want to invest. 30% of that should be your 5, 5, 5, 5 stakes. That should be your first move no matter what. Your first stake is your most important stake for three reasons. Number one, the share rate is the cheapest that day because probably the next day it's going to go up. So you're getting the best share rate you will ever be able to get. That's number one. Number two, because in the ecosystem on average, stake a class, which I am the main representative of, Hexicans typically are stake about 90%, 85 to 90%, and then 10% liquid for, emergency, this and that. So when you do T-share preservation and using the longer pays better bonus, the 3x max with 30% of your stack, when you put it away for 5, 5, 5, 5, what that does is number one, you're getting daily payout for 15 years. I don't care who you think you are, trader, this and that, you're never going to outpace me getting paid every day for 15 years. Period, full stop, end of story. The Bitcoin people find that out already. They're being liquidated like fucking idiots left and right since February. Okay? The fucking liquidation bots is having a field day right now. Long gain liquidated, short gain liquidated, billions of dollars. I am listening to me loud and clear. There's people that literally long Bitcoin since 3K and right now liquidated have no fucking money, which means the last 7 months they did, all that money is gone. So Bitcoin could do whatever. It doesn't even matter. They're not even in the market anymore. That is the most.
This is for you.
Yeah, if he's watching, that'll be great. So this is the most important thing people don't understand. $1,000 in cryptocurrency can go a long way. People keep fucking around doing stuff, not understanding that your number one value trick is don't get liquidated, stay in the market long enough. We're still very early. Fed's gonna keep printing money. This is nothing new. So understand that. So when you do that T-share preservation and you're doing 30% of the stack, what happens is you get a 3x bonus. So it's gonna act as if what's called effective T-share is gonna act as if you stake 90% of your stash, although you only did 30%. So it's a defensive and offensive move at the same time. You're protected defensively because you still got 70% liquid, and you also protect it offensively because the effective bonus gives you as if you stake 90%. So as the share rate goes up, you actually are protected because you already staked. For those who understand Bitcoin, this is kind of like the difficulty adjustment is not working against you. It's working for you. Every time the share rate goes up, I'm separating myself from the person that hasn't staked yet. Let me say it again, very slow. Every time share rate goes up, whoever is not staked, I am separating myself from you. I don't need to trade. I'm basically buying the dip while I'm staked because I'm getting paid every day. My T-shares are hardening every day because share rate is increasing, making it harder and harder for those who haven't staked yet. So I'm separating myself, which is the reason why right now it's kind of fun. You can play the little game, but a year, 2, 3, 5, 6 years from now, my 15-year stakes are going to dwarf the person that thought that trading was the way to go, even though it wasn't. And then that separation. But by the time they realize it's already too late. By the time that happened, you could be thinking you're doing a trade that's doing, I don't know, 30 grand in a trade. Meanwhile, I'm making $10,000 a day. Doesn't matter who you are. You're never going to catch up. Right now, I'm doing a public service announcement. Don't get left behind. Launch phase is done. The billion hex drop every day is done because that used to help the traders because of the volatility, because a lot of dumping. This is it. The game is on. 3.69 and less than that. Staking game.
Yeah, Kareem, I get that, but I mean,
Yeah.
it's also a function of money for the new guy trying to get in. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, you've got the history. You and I have the history. We're OGs. But
Yeah.
for the new
Yeah.
guy coming in, what do you say to him?
Exactly. So I'm getting into that. Hold on. Yeah. Yes, I was getting to that. I was getting into that. I told you there's three. There's three. So because the gentleman asked the strategy, so I need to give a little background why the strategy is the way it is. So you take 30%, you stake 15 years, you act as if you stake 90%. So you're protected, you have your T-share preservation, you're building wealth. Why does that matter? Now we're going to talk about pulse change. What's happening is you're not just getting 3x, you're getting 6x. Let me explain. Because it's going to get copied on the pulse chain, which means your 15-year stake gets on the pulse chain too. So you're getting 3x bonus on the ETH chain and you're getting 3x bonus on the other chain. People need to understand that if you're getting stake on both sides, you never lose. Doesn't matter which one take off, you will always be taken care of. So that's very, very important. Understand what the main goal is.
So you're saying
Now,
if you stake as much stake. So being a so you're saying stake even before the
Yes,
Yes. A lot of people are missing
absolutely.
that. They're focused on the Pulse token, and a lot of people are gonna miss out on staking prior.
And that's how they get raped. And because I'm trying to care for
are you
everybody.
saying staking hex or you're talking about staking pulse?
No, staking hacks at first.
Hacks.
And
Because
I'm
I'm already
getting to that.
staked. I'm
Yeah, I
already
know.
staked. But
But
if I do it again, I'm going to earn it double.
yes, let me get to that third point, which is
Okay.
related to that. Why does that matter, right? Every T share that's being generated right now is going to be duplicated on the Pulse chain. But even better than that, every T share that's being generated right now is going to generate a daily payout, which is going to be taken into the snapshot. So if you generate a T share right now or a group of T share that pays you, let's say, I'm gonna give you a basic stupid example. You have a couple T shares or whatever, 10 T shares, and then you're making 60 to 100 hex per day. By the time the snapshot comes in 30 plus days from now, that will also be copied. So what you're doing is you're multiplying your hex. People act as if you don't buy, if you don't sacrifice hex now, you won't be able to transfer hex for pulse later down the road. That's stupid. Because that stake, if you do a 30-day stake, for example, it gets copied. It shows up on the pulse change. But still that 30 days is gonna kick in and you're gonna end stake. And then you can take the proceed of that and then switch it to pulse because it's about income generating asset. It's about the money printer. The money printer is the most valuable thing. Most people keep missing that. So I can focus on the stake, then the stake ends a month or two from now, and then I can just take the proceed of that stake. Hex went up, higher value, then I can convert that into pulse. You see, people don't look at it that because again, they keep fucking playing checkers instead of playing chess.
So you're
Understanding?
oh my god! So I had a buddy just come out of his stake, and he was like, "Oh, I'm just gonna wait to go into pulse
Mm-hmm.
chain." So
Mm-hmm.
he's got to restake that shit.
Yes. Good. Yes.
Correct. Yes, that's where I'm going here. I know where you're
Yes.
going.
The T share value is gonna be exactly the same all the way to the snapshot, right? But the point that I'm trying to make is that if somebody were to do a short-term stake that's temporarily gonna be exiting by the time we're moving on to the pulse change. So let's just say a 30 or 45-day stake. The double value is that while that stake is running and doing daily payout, the daily payout will also be copied. If I were to tell you today, hey, Snapchat is in 35 days, example, I can just create a stake that's 40 days long. Again, this is just example, right? No financial advice. I create a stake that's 40 days long. I'm getting daily payout every fucking day. I'm getting insane emergency fucking end stake. There is fucking 15 million almost, or 12 or 15 million emergency end stake just today alone. That was stupid. We got 40% APY today. It was insane. 6.11 something. Guess what?
Yeah.
That shit hits your fucking wallet and that's gonna get copied too. So while people are just playing the weight game, I'm getting fucking extra hex accelerating right now.
Yeah, my
And
hex
then
is
it gets
looking
copied on the
good.
fucking Porsche change. Yes, I might miss the beginning. So be it. Shit happens. People get whatever. But I'm getting my multiplier. And then by the time I'm on the porch and with the other side, because it's a copy of the stake, which means the timeline, the number of days, the stake length is also the same. So that 45-day stake is also gonna do 45 days on the pulse chain. So by the time I'm there, that stake ends, and I can literally just take the proceed, aka daily payout, and then convert that into pulse. So there's multiple mechanism here. That's what people need to understand. The most valuable thing is a t-shirt. Another thing that I hear that's fucking nonsense, people thinking that, oh, we're gonna go all the way to sacrifice and then the ETH hex is gonna go down and then the other pulse is gonna go up only. That's just the dumbest thing I ever heard. Because they don't understand that it's about the t-shirts. Because those things are so valuable, liquid hex are gonna be drained out because it's gonna be sacrificed. And then by the time we convert, who's gonna sell the ETH hex one when actually it's making you payments every day? That's what people don't understand. It's all about APY. If APY stays at what it is now, ain't nobody's gonna leave the fucking Ethereum side. It's just gonna be duplicated. And if you're somebody like me, you don't actually have to choose. You just get paid on both sides. It's all about the money printer. I'm getting double the number of employees. Fuck yeah, let's go. I'll
Yeah,
put
yeah. I
everybody
think
to
most
work.
Kareem, I
I,
think most people
mhm,
can get that. Can I just interject for
mhm.
one moment?
Good, good.
I think most people can understand that. I think the question is, do you enter the sacrifice thing like really
Mm-hmm,
early,
mm-hmm.
and or do you just hang out and wait for your stuff to duplicate? So
That's a
what
great
do you,
question. So here's your answer, right? Watch this. It's gonna blow people's minds.
45 days, and then you do that.
It,
Then you
it,
pop
it,
it.
that's an option too, but here's the reality, right? Here's the fucking truth. Nobody fucking knows. So the right answer is you need to sit with yourself, ask yourself, how much do I want to invest? Do a fucking plan, like the gentleman was talking about the mining earlier.
Yep.
Set up your plan. How much do I want to invest in Pulse? And you don't do it in token, you do it in fucking dollars. So, example, if I'm saying, this is just an example, don't quote me on it, may or may not be more or less. If I say, hey, I want to invest 150 grand into Pulse, right? I set my target. It's 100 fucking 50 grand. Whatever the price is, I'm gonna do 150 grand. So if I need X amount of hex to get there, and then by the time I get there, hex literally quadruple in price, which is definitely possible, then whatever hex I had in my mind, I'm gonna do only 25% of that because I get to reach my target with less hex. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And then the 75% that I no longer need to use because the price just went up, I turn that shit into a t-shirt and let's go. Because like I said on the show all the time,
Don't
listen
want
to
to
me
miss a
loud and
day.
clear. The higher the price goes, the less the well need to sell. Period.
I
Because
know,
it's
I
just
get
an
that, but
incentive
wouldn't
to,
you
yeah.
agree? Wouldn't you agree though that the higher the price goes, then the more you can sacrifice your liquid hex into the chamber, and boom, you're going to end up with way more.
But, but you see, but that's the difference between me and you. That is technically true, but the problem is that people say that, but they don't have a fucking plan, and then panic kicks in, emotion gets high, and then they get fucking wrecked. The way you do it is by setting the target. That's what I said. That's the part you missed. I said my
Conviction.
target in this example
I
is
didn't miss it,
okay.
Kareem. I
Yeah.
didn't miss any of that. All I'm
Okay.
trying,
So
all I'm trying to say is, Kareem, hang on one second. I respect you a lot. I didn't miss a damn thing that you said. I'm just trying to say, even
yeah.
if the dollar value goes up, that logically then extends to the point where I'm going to end up with more pulse.
No, I get that, but the part that without due respect, the part that I think that you're missing is that I'm a very disciplined individual. If I say it's 150 grand, it's 150 grand. I don't give a fuck. If right now 150 grand is whatever the number of hex, and then the price 4x, I'm not gonna put 450 grand. I'm gonna put the 150 grand in dollars, like I decided to do, and then the rest is gonna be a t-shirt, and then I'm gonna get that shit copy on the next chain. This is the
Yeah, okay.
secret. This is where discipline kicks in. The same way, funny enough, I want 150 grand, right? But then the price literally dipped 50%. Okay, because that could happen to hello, right? Guess what? I will have to use double the number of hex because I decided it's 150 grand. Because what's gonna happen is shit's gonna go, it's gonna be crazy, blah blah blah. The debt's gonna settle 3, 6, 8, 9 a year from now. This is when buyer remorse gonna come in. Oh, I didn't invest enough. Oh, I invest too much. Hex went up fast. And this is when you start to feel like shit. Instead of if you have a target and you decide what you're gonna do, whatever happened, it doesn't matter because it's going to be so volatile. Whoever's trying to tell you exactly what's going to happen is fucking lying to you. That's the honest truth. So the next best thing you can do is to establish discipline, target. This is what I want to do. If the price go away from me, guess what? I need more hex because I said I wanted to do whatever I wanted to do in dollar.
Yeah,
If the price is better, do you get what I'm saying? At least I want you to
yeah.
understand that.
No, I
That's
do. I
yeah.
get it. I
Okay.
think everybody gets it. We concede that. We do. We concede the fact you've got a target because that's the way you are, and I
So
appreciate that
yeah.
absolutely. What I'm saying is, if now in a week, hex goes to 10 cents,
Mm-hmm.
maybe, you know, now what
No,
do
it
you
will.
do?
It will.
Your target is shifted, and you're going, okay, I've decided on my 150K. I'm putting
Mm-hmm.
that into the to the sacrifice chamber, and the rest. But what if he just, because you've already conceded a certain amount of money right now? What if he just just said, okay, hey, it's gone to 300K. Let me do that. What's wrong with that?
But that's what I'm saying though. The gentleman asked me, right? The secret is discipline. By the way, 150K is an example. It could be $500,000. Okay, I could do that too. Nobody knows. I just don't want to create too much FOMO or whatever. But the point is, because we have about 100 people listening, the point is the secret is the discipline. The secret is you're gonna be able to live with yourself after the fact. Because if you don't have a plan, you are planning to fail. Emotion is gonna kick in, and then it's gonna be a crazy shit show. The same way the price could pump and then go down nobody knows. But if you set a target in US dollar, and I'm trying to be mindful and very respectful when I give, math advice, right? No financial advice. It's something that anybody can ask me a year from now, and my judgment will still be correct. Because I say, hey, I established a target and I went for it. And I have enough hex where if the price dip, I'll put more hex in. If the price pump, I said I'm doing this, I'm doing this. Make sense? That's the key. Exactly.
Gotta have
got
Amen.
you.
Thank
Got
you.
you.
Thank you
But
so much.
Kareem, you also said that the sweet sauce is in the T-shares, right?
Facts,
And
facts,
and
facts.
so
Make
and
no
so
mistake.
and so this is where I'm going. Okay, cool. Yeah, I could stake right now, and oh, great. Yeah, it's gonna get copied, and I'm gonna have, let's say,
Yeah,
200 T-shares now and 200 T-shares on the new one. Awesome.
facts.
Or
Absolutely.
you can hold on to that liquid hex and buy those T-shares on PulseX and maybe get a fucking million T-shares instead of my 200 that's going to be copied.
No, but that's the part you're missing. That's the part you're missing. Is the fact that it's a copy. Everything gets copied. Share it gets copied. You're better off actually. Okay, quick math. Oh my God, I'm glad you asked that because people get confused. You're actually better off doing the T-share right the fuck now and get that copy. Because make no fucking mistake. Hear me loud and clear. When we go on Pulse and the fucking fees a penny or less, share rate is gonna fucking explode. All those people who couldn't end stake because the fucking thing was like $50, and then the end staking fee is $100. They couldn't end stake. The ratcheting hasn't happened for those people yet. When we go on Pulse, forget about it. Share rate's gonna accelerate there even faster because there is no.
Yeah,
Exponential
but you're
growth.
going to have way less. You're going to have way less.
No. Hold on.
Right?
But no. That's what you don't understand.
Way less.
If share rate, I'm giving an example. If share rate is 17.6 right now, roughly, okay, you generate a T-share right now is based on the 17.6. You don't do that. You go on PulseChain, we launch whatever. Before you get to do any fucking T-share, whatever, share rate is gonna start ratcheting up exponentially the moment we get on PulseChain. Everybody's gonna start end staking, and then you're gonna create your stake. Guess what? You have to wait until 8 p.m. the next day because it's gonna be pending. And while it's pending, share rate's gonna fucking explode. By the time you go into stake, it might be 18,000 hex per T-share plus. So which means you would have got less T-share than creating now. That's why I told people. The best day is today. The best day is today. On the 15th, there's another massive end staking that's going to happen.
On Pulse is much lower.
Yes, but you guys don't know the value of the chain yet.
Trial version.
Because people forget two things.
Trial version.
Oh, wait, who's talking? Is that a girl? Oh, is that a robot? Oh, is that
Did we really have a girl on this chain? Hell no.
No, that sounded like a bot. Kingsfisher.
I don't know, Kareem. I think it's your Tesla talking.
It said trial.
No, it's in the garage, bro. I'm at the house right now. But yeah, no, because again, T-share is a factor of two things: share rate and obviously hex price, right? I'm definitely believing that the hex price is going to be sustainable on both chains because again, the yield's going to be good on both sides, and most of the heavy hitters, they literally have no incentive to pick a side. We're getting paid on both sides. Shit, we're getting a copy. Why the hell are we going to try to battle this and that? No, we get paid on both sides. We can pay the fee on the one and we can do the cheaper fee on the other. But I know for a fact that the one on Pulse share rate is going to accelerate faster because the little guy is going to be able to end stake all those stakes that he couldn't end stake for a while because the fee is going to allow him to do it. And when that happened, share rate, hear me loud and clear, share rate could just explode in a matter of one day, a couple hours by like 300-400 points. And the person that created a share rate now is getting a better rate than the person that create a share rate 40 days from now. So that's why it's a potential incentive to do two things: either locking a 15-year stake right now, which is going to be carrying on the pulse chain. So when the ratcheting happen, it doesn't concern you because that shit is already staked. Or if you want to play that double dipping where you do a 40-day stake where it's starting to pay the daily payout and then it gets copied. And then literally a week later, after we're on pulse chain, that shit is ready to go, ready to cook. And then you
What would
end
you-
stake
what-
that for a penny and then you can buy pulse with it.
What do you think's better, the 15-year stake right now, boom, before, and just let it copy over?
And that's a great question. Again, I'm the representative of the staker class. My people, they're not even that advanced and they're not trader. I told them the safest thing to do. Yes, create that fucking T-share, prepare the party, get a glass of wine, we fork, you just be chilling. You're not gonna be watching the screen. It's gonna be like big payday. When people are out there worrying, whatever, we're just celebrating, drinking, and then just we didn't even give a fuck. Because we're making the big moves. The big move is a chess move. You barely move. You just decide what you're gonna do, set aside how much you want to invest into Pulse in dollars, and then the rest transform into a T-share. 15 years if you can, or you apply the rule, 30% for 15 years, and then the remaining 70%, I call it freestyle. Whatever you want to do. Me, I'm different. I have a massive 15-year stake because again, I make money and I'm still working and I'm delaying gratification. I'm not gonna stop working just because I make money in crypto. That's stupid.
So,
But
Kareem,
again,
are you
I
planning
understand
on
everybody's different.
sacrificing anything?
Huh?
Are you planning
Yes,
on
I will be sacrificing, and I don't create no FOMO. It's a set amount. Could be 50 grand, could be 150 grand, could be half a mil. I could do
After-
all three.
And Kareem, after you sacrifice that, what's your
Yeah.
plans? Are you plan on just keeping that as a pulse token, or do you plan on
Exactly.
turning that into
Great
pulse
question.
tokens, staking it?
I'm a true Hexican and I'm a true value investor. The real value of this thing is gonna be real talk a year or two from now, just like Ethereum did. All you guys, I don't care if the price do a 5x the first week. I don't care. That shit is gonna be locked. Forget about years from now. Some of it, I'm going to use it for my regular trading because I need trading, meaning regular stake, swap, whatever. Because just like in EOS, it's a resource, right? I'm going to use it to transact, right? And then the rest, it just sits there, literally, because I know how powerful Pulse can be long term, and I know that Pulse can become the next Ethereum in terms of size. But I'm also not naive, and I understand just like building equity, it takes time. We're not gonna just, we're gonna be, I'm confident that with the buzz and Alcon season, we could literally launch and be top 20, which is great. But I'm planning on holding that until we're top 3. My dream is Hex is #1 market cap, Pulse is #2, and then Bitcoin is #3. And literally Richard said that earlier today.
So,
He
so
read
I,
my
didn't-
mind.
I want to make sure I understood what you just
Yeah.
said. So basically, you're going to get all your stakes from Pulse Hex, or I'm sorry, ETH Hex, copied over. You're going to sacrifice, right?
Mhm.
And then with that sacrifice, what exactly happens next? You're going to take a chunk of that Pulse tokens and you're going to turn it and stake it on Pulse Hex.
No,
or
no,
you're
no,
going to hold
no.
on to it.
Oh, yeah. Basically, yeah, I could do staking, which makes sense to get more Pulse. But the point of the matter is that Pulse is never entering circulation. You feel me? Like it's not being sold for like other random tokens or dollar. It's just gonna sit there. I'm gonna use some of it to transact, and then because it's just gonna sit there, like you just said, I might just use it for staking because I get paid. Now I'm gonna have 3 type of like payout employee. You know what I mean? I'm gonna get my T-share on one, T-share on the other one, and then Pulse. Yes, and I just sit and I chill. Not a trader. So exactly. But which is true, and I strongly believe that. But I'm also understanding that it doesn't happen overnight. Because I know some people say that, oh, diamond hands, yeah, and then the price goes up, and then you see people emergency end stick. You know what I'm saying? So for me, I understand the true valuation. The same way right now, people are getting wrecked, selling 3 cents, 4 cents, and then next week when it's like double digits plus, they're gonna be like, oh, I wish I didn't do that. No, sometimes you gotta protect yourself from yourself.
Yeah, and I guess
Because
one
if
thing,
you don't need the, yeah, go ahead.
what you're talking about is it's quantitative loss. Every moment
Exactly.
that you pause is separating with a gap that's going to be quantitative money later. And I'll tell you this, I'm a day
Exactly.
trader. I was really good at day trading. I came
Mhm.
over to crypto and I had a $10,000 play, and I'm really good at what I do, and I hit most of my marks. I used
Mhm.
Binance. There was
Mhm.
nothing I could do to get ahead of the bots, and I lost 35%. And using
Exactly.
the same methodologies that I've used on Wall Street and been
Yep.
very successful with, because this is a deregulated industry. And because
Exactly.
there's no regulation, there's no way that you can beat the billions of dollars of technology, especially for a exchange that's off
Yep.
the US. You're not
Yep.
going to win. I lost
That's a
35% using
great
stupid
point what you
methodology.
just said. Let's talk about that for 5 minutes. In my past life, when I used to kind of trade, right, or whatever, and I was good at it too. But I learned that the first time. This is the reason why we tell people how lucky we are with Uniswap. They have no fucking idea. When we're talking about spoofing and all this other bullshit, when you see a wick, even especially on the future market, that's down 90%, it's such a scam. You can do all your safety. Oh, my limit order is this, is that. My safety, my stop. Sometimes the fucking computer skip you literally like shit you can't even explain. Sometimes you put a limit or this that something can dump literally get like half a penny to where your stop or your limit is and literally stop there, don't hit, and then go back up just to
I
create
lost a
FOMO.
grand
They
2 nights
they
ago because I hit
they
the button and it gave me the approval. It put it in my ledger, and then it reversed and took it out of
yeah,
my ledger. And I looked at it, and I lost $1,000 in 3 minutes. And I was in.
people yeah, people have no idea how much manipulation it is, and then the people are so ashamed they don't even talk about the loss because that's what we told you guys, the statistic, 95% of people lose. So the point of the matter is
You
centralized
can't
exchange,
win
it's
trading.
all you can't. And
You can't.
especially when it's lower fee and you're on a centralized exchange, it's even worse. This is why Richard told you guys volume only help the exchange because
Yep.
you can't click faster than a high frequency bot. Doesn't matter who you are. You're better off
Micro pennies.
literally. Exactly. You better literally just either be on the decentralized, or my trick was when I was doing limit order, I had to keep the limit order mentally. I couldn't put it in the fucking computer because they know your trade. They can literally counter trade you. So I had to literally wait for the price to be where it was and then put the limit order. Because if you were to leave it and then go away, either when the price dump, it gets to you and then it just literally stopped there.
Well,
Or it just leaves it behind.
I actually tracked my data, and the difference between my market order and my limit orders in the
Hmm.
best case scenario was 7 to 9% per transaction, 7 to 9. So getting
Yep.
in, getting out, I was losing 14 to
Yep.
18% per trade. There's no way that you could be a
Yep.
successful trader.
Like
It's zero.
people are so hilarious. Where do you think those motherfuckers get the money from? It's just like the casino are so nice, right? People ask, in Boston, we got a nice casino now. People like, where do you think they get the money from? Like, it blows my mind, and that's why I tell people like, dude, it's so rigged. You have no idea. The regular traditional market is already rigged, but there's some level of regulation because this spoofing and stuff is illegal. But crypto is even worse. At least with the AMM, because the order just sits there, you have a little bit of a chance. And the fact that it's high fee, the bot is actually making a little bit of an even playing field. What do you think is gonna happen on post chain? Do you think the scammers are not gonna show up? Do you think the bots are not gonna show up to try to clean you guys out? And what end up happening is that you might end up losing all your money. That's why I told people, most important thing, protect your wealth. Get your staking ready. Then if you want to play the gambler, that's fine, but at least don't bet the house.
Hey,
Do
you know
your
what?
stake first.
The other thing I would do, Kareem, don't go against or don't bet with Bob Baffert. Apparently, his horse that won the big Kentucky Derby, uh, yeah, they're reversing the yeah. He's no longer a winner.
There you go. Yes. Yep. Yes. Copy. Hmm. Yeah, no, it won't. They're literally separate. Even though I don't recommend you do it, but yeah, it doesn't affect. Also, I'm glad you mentioned that. Okay, quick math. Fair warning for those who are new who don't understand. This emergency end stake penalty is a real bitch. Make sure you understand how that works, especially if you do a stake that's less than 90 days and you think you got your 50% and you want emergency end stake, you're gonna get yourself nuked. The minimum penalty is 90 days. I repeat, the minimum penalty is 90 days. If you do a 45-day stake and then you get 30 days in, 35 days in, you think you're just gonna emergency end stake, you're gonna fucking nuke yourself. So you
Well,
need to
you
go
shouldn't
and
be
read
jumping
that
into a
thing.
play that you can't afford to hold anyway.
That's again, but just in case some people got it confused and get that rude awakening, I'm making sure that you understand that. And then I want to say another thing that's important. The comment that he said about the casino stuff, which is true. The house always win. Guess what? The staker class in Hex is the fucking house. When all you guys out there getting wrecked, when all you guys out there emergency end stake, we're getting paid. We don't do shit. We just sit down, we get our daily payout, and then we get the ES money. So we are the house. So before you go gamble, make sure you get some yield out of the house. Again, this is literally free content because I care so much, because I know some people will still go and get wrecked, but I hope I talk to the 110 of you right now, make some sense. So before you start going full degen, understand that what you hold could be worth millions of dollars in the future. Don't be thinking, oh, I'm good on this, because you don't understand how well we're going. Go ahead, question. Mm-hmm. Yes. Okay. That's a great question. So a couple of things, and I think I need to clear the air for the new people that may not understand. Rule number one, I am not, by definition, I am not an OG. Let that sink in. I came late, April, May. I helped make the top. The first top on that big pump, the 006, I was right there. Buying six figure plus, I made that top. And then we retraced 68 or 69%. It went from 006, so 6,000 of a penny, all the way down to 002. But because, I work, I just keep buying, I keep trusting. The reason why I got to be super shocked and whatever is because I
Diamond
did the
hands.
most unpopular, exactly. I did the most unpopular thing to do at the time. People call me crazy, and now all of a sudden, now everybody understands what's going on because I've done the math and I'm all about math. I stake literally. That's just me. You don't have to do this. I staked
Can you guys hear me?
90% of my stuff for 15 years. So I got the 3x bonus. I got the big payday, full stack. I got a whole full stack. This is how I was able to catch up. So in other words, the unpopular thing people who don't care won't tell you, but I will tell you because I care. The way you catch up is to play the system to the optimum, the way it's designed to. The 3x multiplier is literally what gets you to catch up or to be ahead because it's about income asset generation. If you have
3% compounded over 15 years.
exactly, so let's say person A has $10,000 to keep it simple. By staking 15 years, although you have $10,000, you literally, for you
Have
traders
30.
out there, you just literally did a 3x long because you're getting paid daily payout guarantee based on $30,000, although you only came with 10K.
You can't.
Because
You
you're
can't.
getting,
Sorry, you can't
sorry?
extend your real quick. You can't extend your stake if you're already staked, right?
Yeah, no, he was talking about the new people. He was talking about if somebody's new coming in, how do I catch up, right? Because
No,
Right.
because
I'm just saying, can you
yeah.
extend your stake if you're staked already? Can you extend it to a
Nope,
15?
nope. This is the reason. That's a great question. Yes,
Yeah.
you cannot. And this is the reason why I'm warning you guys now. Because you make that mistake, it's done. Like some of the OG did those. Oh, 1 year, 2 year stake.
2x
And then
loss.
they missed after 2x loss easily. And then they lost a big payday. And then because they got a bonus, but not as much as they could have had. So this is why I stress this very, very important. Because after this next epoch we're about to do, this next big stage, when Hex is $1 and you're talking shit, neglecting the T-share, not understanding, and I've said it before that a T-share is going to be more expensive than a Bitcoin.
The 10x
You
loss.
you're looking down on something that costs $800 when literally weeks ago it was like $200, and it's about to be 50K. And then when that's at 50K, you won't even be able to buy one fucking T-shirt. And chances are you got rid of all your Hex.
Can you guys hear me?
And then
Yeah.
we can hear. So this is the reason why it's very, very, very important. We're talking about potentially 15 years. Bitcoin is not even 15 years old. It's 13 years old. Okay. And it went up 6 million hex. And for those of you who watch the quant game stream that we do, we're already showing on the chart how hex is outpacing Bitcoin in terms of return stream growth. Which means if we're already outpacing Bitcoin on the same time frame, and Bitcoin is not even 15 years old, and we know that Bitcoin did 6 million hex plus, what do you think that tells you about what the T-shirt can do for you 15 years from now?
Oh yeah, huge. Now, Kareem, are you? I just want to ask
Yeah.
you one quick question. Are you going
Go
to
ahead.
be staking? Are you going to be staking on the new Pulse Hex with any stakes besides your copies that you have right now? And if you are
That's
going
a
to be
that's
staking, are you going to be using your
Yeah,
Pulse
hell yeah,
token
yes.
for that, or are you
that's
not?
that's a great question. So again, full disclosure, because I don't care. I'll just say right now. Right now, what I'm doing is this: everything that I have, I stake. That's what I
Just
do right
copy.
now. I get to my so it's, I get the copy now. When by the
Copy.
time because again, I'm different. I work.
Fresh
I'm in
money.
I do yeah exactly. I'm in sales. I do solo. I make 20 grand a month. So expensive money that I can put in. If I'm lucky, I might decide to skip my rent next month and then just put 10K in. But definitely I add every paycheck. So 5, 6 grand. So the point that I'm doing is right now, to me, it's a no-brainer. My brain can't stop me because it's like it's a no-brainer. It's like everything I stake right now is double. So and I'd like to do 15-year stakes. So I'm getting 6x on my money every time because I'm getting the 3x on the Pulse chain and I'm
Yeah.
getting the 3x on the ETH chain. Nobody, no matter what anybody says, nobody beats my strategy. Period. Now,
Yeah, but
by
you know
the
what,
time we
Kareem,
get to
that's
that,
a great question. It's a great question because
yeah.
what is that strategy versus sacrificing?
No, I'm
Well,
getting
hold
to
on.
that. I'm getting to that. So
yeah.
now what's going to happen is this. And by the way, I'm helping the ecosystem, everybody, because I'm taking Hex out of circulation. That's how the price is going to continue to go up because there's going to be a shortage. Now,
Inflationary.
by the time we get to the sacrifice and we start to go, when the new money comes in, because again, I have the new money,
When you
what's
can't
going to happen is exactly what's going to happen is two things. This is where I got the variant. Number one, I said it perfectly. I've already decided how much in dollar term I'm going to invest into the Pulse chain for the sacrifice. So two scenarios can happen. If I hit target sooner than expected because the price pumped faster than expected, then whatever comes in, even the new stuff, it gets turned into a T-share. We keep it moving. If the price goes down, but because I've already decided how much I want to invest, all the new money comes in, I'm just buying Pulse with it. And I don't care if it's listed. I don't care what the price is. I'm gonna be doing market buy. You feel me?
quantitative loss. I mean, quantitative
So if for example, I want to do again, I give you that base again. It's not what I'm gonna do, but if I'm gonna do the 150K and then we start to do the sacrificing and then the price start to go down, whatever, bear market, Bitcoin is shitting the bed and affecting everybody, blah 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 blah, right? Next thing you know, even the hex that I had liquid didn't make the cut. It didn't make to the 150K. I only had 100K. Every single dollar that comes in that's new, I'm just buying Pulse. I don't care about the price. I don't care about what I'm just buying, and then turning to a stake and then just storing it for the what's it called, the staking reward. My goal is Kareem gets to his target. Period. Full stop. End of story. One of my goal when I decided to become a super shark on my dream account, I was like, I gotta get to 8,000 t-shirts, and then I gotta get to make that account by itself become super sharp. Now staking went up, so I need 10,000 t-shares. So my dream account needs to be sitting with the super sharp by itself. I have multiple accounts. Full disclosure, I don't have only one. I have multiple.
Yeah,
But my
Kareem,
thing is
yeah,
this: I play
yeah.
targets, so the market never gets me. Narrative, bullshit, media, whatever, doesn't matter because I set target and I execute. If you do that, I promise you, you will not be
streamline
swayed.
efficiency.
You will not exactly because one of my favorite quotes I will say it all the time. If you don't know why something is going up, you won't know why it's going down. And both sides, you will lose money. You will either sell too early or you will buy too late or not buy enough. And this is the way you solve that is by having targets, goals,
Kareem,
just like in real life.
can I ask a quick
Go ahead.
question, sorry guys? So
We
Kareem,
call it the wind tunnel effect.
the length of time, let's say, between the sacrifice
Mhm.
and let's say when the when the split happens,
Yes,
what do
the
you think
fork,
is
the
that
actual fork.
timeline?
Mhm.
Is that 2 months, 3 months?
Well, Richard said again, rumor, but it's gonna be announced. I heard it's gonna be a 30-day period. So if everything goes well, we should be starting this weekend, and then it's a 30 days long. Now, there's gonna be a section where it's gonna be USD, and then there's gonna be some price appreciation. But what we heard is that it's gonna be 30 days. But I need people to understand something. Sacrificing can be 30 days, right? But remember, you're not getting any coins, which means if, again, I gotta put an asterisk here, if there's a little hiccup and the launch needs to be delayed for whatever reason due to safety, sacrificing will still end, but we won't get the new chain and the new token until they launch. So best case scenario is we do the sacrificing for 30 days based on what we heard, and then literally a day or two later, the change is up and running and we're ready to go. Worst case scenario, that's why Richard has said potentially 2 months, is we do the sacrifice in 30 days, and then the hex placeholder, whatever, just holds your numerical value, and then we may have to wait a couple weeks until the chain is able to launch, and then you get that then. So just
Or-
understand that too.
Or you can extend the sacrifice time to keep it consistent across the board.
That is also true. But again, based on the 30-day, because the point was also for the freemium people, if they don't claim their stuff, it goes away, which is smart. So we don't have to worry about them. The same way in Hex, the launch phase, how we got so lucky on Big Payday because only 3% of the Bitcoin people claimed their shit. So we got paid on the 97%, the free money. So there's gonna be something like that related to the freemium, the people that don't collect it, which is why I like the fact that it's a short time. I like the 30 days. So those who don't get with the program, then they get left behind. And then it's going to create a deflationary event because those who are able to claim that don't claim, those coins gets reclaimed back. Then it creates deflation because we were supposed to get more coins, but those people are not claiming. So guess what? Less than expected. Now, next thing you know, Pulse become more valuable. Go ahead.
Kareem,
Question.
you know what? I think a lot of the guys I think on this thing agree that you are one smart dude. So the
That's right.
people that let's say would sell a house, produce $200,000 of fiat currency, turn it into hex, and they're going to go balls to the wall. Let's go, throw it in the
Mhm.
sacrifice chamber. What do you think of that?
Listen, if that's your strategy that you wanted to do, it's fine. Because here's the problem people don't understand. And by the way, I really mean this. I can decide to just invest 500 grand. I can decide to do that. I just want to make that very clear. The point is this. The secret is having a strategy and sticking to the strategy. Because shit's going to be crazy. It's going to be wild. But if you have a strategy, doesn't matter what happened. You don't get swayed. Your emotion don't get, like in sales, we call it, you don't let your high get too high and your low get too low.
Yeah.
Example, I know people that I used to work with, I teach them every fucking thing. They start to make crazy money. 20 grand. I had a guy, younger, smart dude, working hard. He made 30 grand in a fucking month. And then he disappeared for 2 months. Next thing you know, 6 months later, guy's a loser on drugs, crazy stuff. Because he got a little bit of a taste and then he went ape shit. So discipline is important. I make 20 grand. Who gives a fuck? Kareem, what are you going to do tomorrow? What are you going to do next month? Okay,
Same
on
play.
to the next. It becomes a video game. It's like you want to win. So that's important. Go ahead. Mm. Yes. Yes, validating enough because I'm not, again, I know what I'm good at, I know what I'm not good at. I'm not a good tech guy, whatever. I'm not going to be able to be the actual validator. But just like in EOS, if I can just delegate my pulse to a validator, then fuck yeah. And we all know how this is gonna go because I've seen that on fucking EOS. It's gonna be, let's be real. Whoever validator pays the most higher yield is gonna be getting the votes. It's just that simple. As much as we pretend, it's just what's it's gonna happen. Now, because it's delegated, you may have to pick a few, at least 30 to delegate to. But at the end of the day, whoever gives you the nicest kickback, you're gonna push your coins over there. Let's call a spade a spade. You feel me? So my point is because I'm a long-term value investor, which is my way of doing business. That's why I love Pulse and Hex so much. I'm gonna just accumulate the Pulse to the target that I'm looking for, and then I'm just gonna let them stake that shit, get the reward, and not look at it for years, because I know it doesn't matter what the price does. I don't care. I know the real value is gonna be a year, 2 years from now, when Pulse really takes off. And then as much as I don't like NFT, I know it's gonna have a use case. Whatever thing that's on Ethereum that's worried about gas fee is gonna be able to use that use case on Pulse. And those people are gonna come in, they're gonna buy. So I just chill, sit on it, let the equity grow. That's the key. But the point is I have a target because I worried about my new money coming in. So if I'm lucky enough that I hit target dollar value wise with the existing money that I have in Hex term, when the new money comes in, I just turn that shit into T-share, call it a day, move on with my life. If I don't hit target because Bitcoin shit the bed, whatever, we go bear market temporarily and then shit gets hit, then every single dollar that I get, I'm just gonna keep buying Pulse because I need to get to my target. If I'm short by 50 grand, whatever comes in, I just buy until I get to that. Once I get to that, then I can shift the narrative and then be like, okay, every new money that comes in, I hit target. Now we just back to plan A, turning into money printers, because I need you guys to understand something. This is why I'm going to blow people's mind. When you focus on target and you just build up the money printer, it's going to get to a point where it's going to be so stupid that even the best trader in the world, I don't care who it is, multi-billionaire guy, is not going to be able to compete with you. When you get to a point where it's going to sound crazy, but I need to throw those numbers out there. When it gets to a point where you're making $10, $15, $20,000 a day, trading is just irrelevant altogether. And make no mistake, it's going to happen. Whether it is going to happen by year 3, year 5, year 10. Remember, it's a long-term game. Stop playing checkers, play chess. So if you fuck this up, because we're still very early, to me, Hex is like 6 months old. Big payday after that was day 1. I don't care what anybody said. Launch phase, that was just distribution of the coin. The game is now officially starting. So it's the 3.69 inflation. And you got to ask yourself, how much of a piece of that pie do I want to have, knowing that this pie is going to grow to potentially, I firmly believe, my opinion, #1 crypto in the world.
So
Trillions of dollars. Exactly, to some degree, in dollar term. That's the key, in dollar term. Because then what end up happening is that you're not going to be frustrated. If it goes below, you just keep adding. If it goes above, then you have a decision to make. You can throw some extra just for fun, or you can say, you know what, I hit target. Let me go back to plan A and then turn some T-shares and let them go to work. Because when Hex pumps, the T-share becomes more valuable. You got to remember that too.
The other thing is when you're playing with real dollars, you're not going to be affected by ratios or percentage change. You're playing with hard money. So then what it becomes in business terms, he's basically built a business block unit. So instead of worrying about sliding goalposts, what he's doing is saying, here's a business block, here's another business block. It's production with, I guess the difference is interchangeable parts versus a manufacturing company that's just using individuals. So it's extremely efficient product. We called it, in engineering, we called it a wind tunnel effect. So what he's doing is he's getting all the efficiency, so always worrying about his replication instead of trying to train up and go. And he's going to win through efficiency over that 15-year period. Because no matter what, it's like you go play 21 at a casino. Well, you know, if you have a plan, you're going to play against the dealer and you're still dealing with random facts. But if you have 3 dudes that come in and sit on the table and they don't know how to play and where to throw, they're automatically adding odds to the house. And that's exactly what he's talking about. Keep it
exactly. Well
Green, let me ask you a question.
Hold on, guys. Hold on. I want to be fair. Let Toshi speak for a little bit. He's been trying to ask a question for like the last 3 minutes. Go ahead, Toshi.
So look, you got a lot of energy. You sound like a pretty young guy, right? So
31 years old.
I'm not, okay. So I'm 46, right? So I got to look at this kind of like, okay.
You're young.
Well, yeah, I'm doing okay. Yeah, I'm in pretty good shape for my age. I'll take that. But
different stage of life.
Right. So, I mean, for me to look at a 15-year stake is kind of scary, right? Because I'm at that point. So I'm pushing 62 at the end of that thing. So I can't touch anything. I locked that.
No, hold on. Guys, hold on. Let Toshi speak for a second. No, because I know what he's going, and I'm going to answer this question. Go ahead, Toshi. Hold on, guys.
I know you know where I'm going. I'm saying, so what do you think? If you're me, if you're a 46-year-old dude, right? And you obviously want to, you'd love to be able to live your life and be able to experience, hey, look, I made some good investments. I want to live my life a little bit. I don't want to be like, I don't want to be too old where I'm like, shit, I don't know how much time I got left and I got this locked up. So what do you think? If you're a 46-year-old dude looking at
perfect, I got you. So look at it this way, and this is a great question because it's probably a lot of 46-year-old or 50 plus that's been asking themselves right now the same question. Here's the secret. And then the first fallacy that you have right now is you're looking at it from the wrong point of reference. So I'm going to use an analogy to help you. The average person, this is real facts. The average person that heard about the word either 401k, long-term saving, this and that, doesn't matter where you live, they need to understand that on average, we are already doing those things on a daily basis. Where you work at a company, maybe let's say you started working when you were like 20 years old, and then you got to retire when you're quote unquote 65 or whatever it may be. You actually have 45 years of actual work before you can actually collect that money. Now, why is that important? Because again, framework is because 45 years, my friend, that's three fucking 15-year stake. It kind of breaks that myth. Oh, 15-year is long, but it's not that long. It's actually very, very short. We're already basically almost year two. People underestimate how long they're going to live. Rule number one of investing, financial planner told the client all the time, the number one mistake clients do is they underestimate how long they're going to live. You're not 46 years old. You're 46-year young, my friend. In the 1930s, the average person was living up to 31 years old, and then they were dead. They had no idea that life expectancy would have been what it is now, which is 82 or 83 for male, and then 86 for female. With what Elon is trying to do and this whatever, I wouldn't be surprised if in 2030, 2035, we're going to start getting people averaging triple digits like it's no big deal. Because you're going to be 50, 60 years old, but then if you obviously, if you take care of yourself and use the medicine, and you're going to be obviously well off with crypto, fortunately, then you could be 60 years old and feel like you're 40. So what I'm saying is that's the number one mistake people do. They underestimate how long they're going to live. And why is that important? Because with this insane inflation, where 20 years from now, you could be a millionaire, and I mean this with no disrespect, you could be a millionaire and be poor. In some part of the country right now, in the United States, millionaires are actually poor. They can barely afford things. That's real life. The Fed's not going to stop printing money. So you thinking that, oh, I'm old, this and that, that's a fallacy. Number two, in the real world, people that have no options are actually forced staking for longer than they think, but they have no control over that shit, because at any time, if the market crash, your 401k can turn into a 201k real quick, and then you don't even get any fucking yield. So you're looking at it from the wrong point of reference, and it's not your fault. It's because, like I told some of the people and the traders, you got to detox, because you come from that crypto, that quick money, that I got to buy something in the morning and I got to sell something in the afternoon. Like my friend that used to trade fucking futures, they're like, I don't hold shit overnight. I'm scared.
I'm not that crazy here. I'm not.
Mm-hmm. Yes. No, I get you. No, I was getting to that. So that was the. Mm-hmm. No, no, I got a strategy for him. You're right. You're right. But I have a strategy for him. I told you it's in three stages. Step one is what I just did. I had to set the playing field. Okay, change the frame of reference. I want him to understand that 15 years is a joke. 15 years is not that long. In his real life, he has worked at companies that took his money away and locked it up for way, way fucking longer. 15 years is not that long. People, please understand that. Rule number two. That's why I said quick math, and I do a strategy. That's the beauty about Hex. I don't care if it's one fucking t-shirt. You have no excuse not to have a 15-year stake, because it has nothing to do with, oh, I got to put all the money in this and that. It's about what I call T-share preservation. That's what I use the mathematical, what I call the mathematical perfection, which is 30%. Because the average Hexican long term, whether it's short term, whether it's long term, whatever, that's what the data says. Because I spend a lot of time studying the data. 90% stake, 85 to 90% of the average Hexican, irrespective of length, is staked at 85 to 90%. And then only 10 to 15% is left liquid for emergency, this and that, and it solves almost everything. And here's the best part. As the price goes up, literally 10x, all of a sudden, 15% of your stash is now 100%, 150% of what you used to have, because the price just went up 150%. So what you're doing is you're planning for the future growth as well. So you don't end up like, oh, wow, the price went up 100 times. Now I can stake more. But guess what? Share rate went the fuck up. When you could have anticipated that, stake that shit early, so that when the price eventually does what we know it's going to do, because the math is telling us what's going to happen, you don't end up being left behind because you had the foresight. Okay? The joke that I always said about the dream account is when I started it, I knew what was going to happen. My dream account started pay only $80 a day. Today it's doing $2,000 a day. Why is that? Because I knew the price will go where it's going to go. So I stake based on future valuation. That's the problem people have. They don't understand where we're going. when we're saying we're going to do 100x, you can literally have 1% fucking liquid, and we do 100x, and that 1% turn into another 100% because the price went up 100x. So my point is, you have no excuse not to have a 15-year stake. Now, does that mean you got to stake the whole thing? No. That's why I use the perfect strategy. I don't care who it is. Nobody can talk against that. You take 30%, you put in 15 years. It does T-share preservation for you. You get daily payout for 15 years, okay? You get the bonus, so you act as if effectively.
Wait, so you get a daily payout? You get a daily payout for 15 years?
Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. We get paid every fucking day. Come on.
Oh,
you must be new. I'm sorry. I got excited. We
sorry,
get paid every fucking day.
I didn't realize
every day, 8 p.m. Eastern time. Today, we got paid even more because there's a lot of penalties.
And that's something you can use right now.
Yep.
No, it's stake. But yeah, you get paid. It just add to your stack.
Oh, okay. So it's still stake.
Because it's a stake. It's a stake. But again, it's real hex. It's getting paid. Okay. My dream account right now is doing.
Can't use it.
Well, let me.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter because.
Give me 1 second. Yeah. There's one thing that's also really critical in this strategy that most people don't think about, and it's one of the most important things. The difference between staking for 40 days, a year, or this, and he's going to say this anyway, is capital gains. Capital gains is between 10 and 39%. When he's
at 15, shit.
Yep. So I mean, the whole point is the capital gains can be up to 40%. If you go under a year coming up, you're going to have to pay 39% capital gains. If it's staked out, the capital gains is when it's realized, not at the beginning.
Yep.
So all this money that's being quantified is going to blast through Biden in the next 5 presidents, and then he can choose. He'll get to make a decision on whether he's going to pull his investment, not by when it ends, when he wants to pop it and pull his money, because capital gains could be a 20% difference. That will pay for him popping out it.
Yeah. Amen.
And you know
you
what,
guys,
Phil,
you guys want to hear a secret?
Because I think, Phil, you have a really good point there, because I think a lot of people mistake the fact that they have to sell. No, they don't necessarily.
Exactly.
Because, right. You know, I think Kareem said it the other night on Matty Allen's stream. Hey, you know what? Rich people rent their stuff because they don't lose their assets.
Exactly. It's called building wealth. They will borrow money first before they sell anything to create a taxable event.
The other thing is that if you got a staked asset and it's got an ROI that's on a daily payout, you can loan against that. So you're going to receive nothing. You can go loan on that, and you're not gonna have to deal with anything as well. So this way, the difference between a short-term and long-term capital gains under Biden's plan is 29%. So
yes. And let me even go further. Eastern egg people, listen to me very loud and clear. Guys, it's a fucking joke. 15 years from now, fuck out of here. Dollar to me won't probably exist. We're going to be buying stuff in crypto. If you're smart and you really understand what I just said, there's a high chance that 15 years from now, you won't even be paying tax. That thing just ends stake, and then you just buy stuff in crypto directly, and you won't even need to go back to fiat.
Can I say something?
When you realize that you don't have to go back to that garbage, you're gonna be good. And chances are the fees are gonna be fixing itself and all this other stuff. Go ahead. Say
to the guy. To the guy who was talking about the 15-year stake. You got to also look at the potential of PulseChain. So potentially, just with the amount that can be built on it, you can build a lending platform on it. So at one point, your 15-year stake, you can do loans on that. You don't realize
it's definitely coming. Right, encapsulate stake, people. It's coming. And guess what?
Pulse is
now
a sandbox that you can build a lot of
exactly.
Shit on.
And guess what? Not only it's a sandbox, but your 15-year stake is gonna be copied over there too, chilling, ready to go. To the point where you're gonna be set, and then you're gonna be using that as an ammo when the time comes. You won't be worried so much about taxes. You won't be worried about fees because Paul's gonna take care of that, all that stuff. So again, that's what he means by planning the long-term game. And to go back to the gentleman, because that's a great question. You know, I take that very seriously, right? He's 46 years old. I get it. But the point that I'm trying to say is this is the beauty about Hex and then blockchain in crypto. It's kind of like when people say, oh, I cannot buy a Bitcoin, so therefore I'm not going to do it. Not understanding that you can buy a dollar amount of Bitcoin and you get the fraction. It's the same thing. Oh, I don't want to stake for 15 years. Missing the fucking point, which is I don't care if it's one fucking T-shares. Put a fucking 15 years out there. And my ultimate point, very important, stop being selfish. Yes, I say again, stop being